Light. Flood of Light was released June 15th onto the PC and Apple iOS. Is developed by Irisoft. You can pick it up for around $3.99. A mysterious girl in a raincoat comes to a city submerged by rain. Subsided by the rain, and to save the city by illuminating the lamp and stone post with the light on her hand. You'll be the mysterious girl in the game. Reveal who she really is. Is it okay? This sentence is like very horribly written. That's not me. That's just. You know what? You're a girl in a city, and you're lighting beautiful things up. That's not me. All right. What were your expectations going into A Flood of Light?
My expectations were limited.
Yeah.
I guess that's the best way to put it. I didn't know what to really expect. I thought the artwork and the music seemed interesting. I felt like it was going to be peaceful, but I also did not. I was not necessarily stoked to like pick the game up and play through.
Right.
I wasn't like, all right, let's do this. I was just like, let's see what it's got.
Sure.
What about you?
I think I'm like the same with you. Like the game has a very cool looking tone when you're looking at screenshots and videos of it, but it is a $4.99 game. That's a very cheap price. Like questionable. I didn't know at first that it was an iOS game.
Neither did I.
So had I known, maybe I'd been a little bit more excited going in. Like, oh, okay, like $4.99 for like an iPhone game. Like that's kind of more on the expensive side. Maybe it's a well-produced one. So going into this game, what were some of the things that you liked?
So I have to say that I played this on PC, where I was not playing this on iOS, and I have to say that I really liked the price point. I think that's something I've never said about another game that we've reviewed here, but I think that the price point was really appealing, and I will say that it was $3.99 for me. I don't know where that $4.99 is coming from.
That's just me misspeaking. It's totally $3.99.
Yeah. So $3.99 or $4, as you would like to say. Maybe that's why you're just going $4.99. You're like, I'm adding $1.
Yeah, I'm evolving. I'm transitioning to what developers want me to say. So it's just a weird place for me in my life right now.
Yeah. But yeah, so I thought that the price point was great, and I think that bleeds into the other things that I liked about it. But I'll let you tell me one of your favorite elements.
I think the story setting is kind of something I really liked about this game. I kind of like the idea that the city was flooded. That is a big mystery, as the intro was trying to allude to. The game looks very beautiful, really great color tone, and so like the story being set into this world with this flood, it's just like a really solid entry point that kind of leads you to go further in the game than I think you would had it not been for that story.
Yeah, I agree with that. I also really liked the colors that were used. I can't go through some of these likes without saying the things that I didn't like.
Sure.
I liked the colors that were used. I liked the palette. I liked the atmosphere that it created. But I have to say that one of the things that I didn't like about it was some of the simplicity with the character and everything. It felt kind of cheap. Some elements of it were perfect, and then other elements of it felt cheap. That wasn't one of the things that I necessarily disliked, but it did provide a very good sense of atmosphere. I agree with you. Color palette was on my list.
Yeah, so like the overall style with like the colors and stuff, like the music in this game was like pretty well done. It was very moving, like mood fitting, and overall putting you into the world completely. And I think I'm in the same boat with you, that there's so many things done well, that the things that aren't done well like stick out way more than they would if everything else wasn't as great as it was. And for me, it's that fucking little girl's like walking animation bugged me so much. She just has this like creepy, like, have you seen those people in life that walk with like their arms straight and like their shoulders don't move but their legs are just fucking going?
Yeah.
that's this girl the entire game, and I kept staring at her with just so much hatred. Like,
Oh my gosh.
I really disliked her by my end of my playthrough because of her or lack of stride.
Yeah. So one of the things that I also enjoyed about the game was, and this is not a positive thing, but the translation into English was very poor.
A little rough.
When you're reading through the story, and I thought it was hilarious. But that's one that is something that I liked. I legitimately liked that. I think that most people would be bothered by that, but I was aware that this was an inexpensive game, and you know they have. I thought it was quirky. I was pretending that language had been wiped away along with all of the people, because you're playing in this kind of apocalyptic setting. All of the people had left, only robots are left, and you're playing as this little girl who has to create light, who has to get to these kind of light power sources in order to assist with the robots being able to survive.
Mm-hmm.
And you know what? I have to say, I did truly also enjoy the simplicity of the puzzles, and that some of them are legitimately challenging. They make you think. This is more so than anything just a puzzle game.
Uh-huh.
But I thought that I thought it was simple enough, but fun.
You thought these puzzles were simple?
Yeah.
Oh man, how deep did you go into this? Because I was fucking stumped by so many of these puzzles.
Some of them I did get stumped by. Other ones, most of them I figured out within one or two. I beat it.
You beat the game?
Yeah.
Oh no! I feel like a fucking dum-dum, dude. Because like I'm sitting there streaming, I can't figure this stuff out. I'm like, dude, like fucking Monica must be going nuts on these puzzles. Like, there's no way. Like, I'm sitting there, I can't figure shit out. Like, if I can't figure shit out, me and her are on like the same level. We're smart people. They're like, she must be pulling her fucking hair out too.
No, most of them were pretty easy for me. I got stuck on a couple of them. The last one just wrecked me, but most of them I got through without a problem.
All right, you're a problem solver in life.
I did like the Ascension too. I liked how it got more difficult and how you ended up getting more elements added into the puzzles.
Okay.
Originally, I was thinking, well, these are going to be way too easy, but then I ended up liking the way that they introduced like different skill sets and everything.
Sure. Before we move on, the one last thing I did like about this game, those robots were like pretty adorable. They could merch those robots out and I would buy them.
Yeah.
Their face, like it was just I guess kind of like a spider-like walking device, and then they just had like an old school monitor head. Like,
yeah.
And that is just really cool. Well done on there. Moving to things that I disliked, I'm just gonna like start and bump you because I thought these puzzles were so fucking hard and I felt so stupid. I cannot believe this.
Were you drinking?
No, not at all. Maybe that was a problem. Like,
well, I remember watching you try to figure out one of those Tomb Raider puzzles.
You know, maybe puzzles aren't my thing, huh?
They're normally not mine, but I feel like it's more so gameplay that I struggle with. It's like my fingers don't operate correctly, but my brain sometimes does.
I felt like there were so many elements of this game that were like designer problems that they booted and then made them seem like puzzle solutions. Like not being able to go down an elevator once it's dropped. And like, oh, if you mess that up, you gotta restart a level. I feel like that's a design challenge that they weren't able to fix, and then they just turned it into like, hey, nope, that's our game mechanics. Have fun. And like, I'm so embarrassed now. I wish I would give more. I played like 2 hours of this game and I couldn't do it, man.
Oh.
I bailed on like the 5th floor. I was out. Like out of what, 10 floors or 8?
7.
There's only 7?
Yeah, I think there's only 7.
Okay.
I think there's 7.
All right, what's something you disliked about this game?
I hated the ending, and I won't give it away. But what a cheap ending for a cheap game.
Yeah.
So I guess what do I expect? But the ending was awful. The entire story, which I'm not gonna lie, I started giving up reading about all of the different elements to the story.
Yeah.
About halfway through, I kind of knew where it was heading. I get it. You know, this little girl is gonna save the robots if I get through this. But the ending was awful. Did you beat it? You didn't beat it, right?
No. Like level 5,
Okay.
I got frustrated and I was like, I'm moving on with my life. This isn't.
Okay. It's like 5 seconds long. So all
Shorter
of that
than a puzzle.
Trouble, yes. All of that trouble, and not only that, but it's not even really animated. It's just a visual that you get to see.
Yeah.
Oh,
I'm so sorry.
Infuriating. But no, I couldn't get past that. I couldn't believe that after all that effort, that's what you get. But
Yeah.
I think that that's what this game is supposed to be. You're just supposed to enjoy the ride. It's almost like pulling up Sudoku on your phone, except it gets to feel more like a video game.
Maybe
you know
they.
what I mean?
Yeah.
These are just puzzles. These are puzzles in a nice environment.
That's something else I thought
And so-
about. If I knew this was like an iOS game or I could play it on my phone, like maybe this would be like a really great puzzle game. Like, you know, while you're in the bathroom, just taking a nice little break for yourself.
Exactly.
Like, it would be perfect instead of sitting there at your computer just feeling like the worst person in the world because you can't solve these apparently easy puzzles.
I wouldn't say all of them are easy.
Yeah.
I think that the environment that you're in too makes the puzzles seem, when you start thinking about them, just as far as like how many you have and how many connections you need to make, I feel like it simplifies it. But the fact that you're walking around and like you can move and these things, it makes it feel less like a puzzle, like you're just looking at a puzzle. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And I think that when you get taken out of that dynamic, it does make it more difficult.
Sure. I think the last thing I really just disliked about this game is that I found the controls of this game kind of confusing at times. Like oh man,
They were so bad.
Okay,
They
thank
were
God.
So bad.
I thought you were gonna make fun of me there.
No, they are awful. For the first, I think the first 2 levels, I didn't even realize, because of the way that they put you through the tutorial, I didn't even realize that I could walk around with WASD.
Yeah.
Because they tell you to click to things. And I was getting so
Yeah.
pissed off.
They're awful. Dude,
They're awful.
on our YouTube channel.
That was the hardest puzzle. Just figuring out how to make this little freaking girl that walk around with her stiff legs and arms.
On our YouTube channel, like I usually put up the first 30 minutes of gameplay that I do when I get into these games, and I know there's just a solid 5 minutes of me trying to figure out how to get through the first part of the game because I can't figure out how to move right, and I'm just like, what am I doing? Like, I'm a gamer. I've been gaming for a long time. I can't figure out.
They were not easy.
All right.
That is the point of the game, actually. That's the main thing that frustrated me. I got over it once I figured out what I was doing, but the tutorial was bad. And it was, nothing was intuitive. Like,
No, not at all.
You have to, at one point, in order to grab the lights, you have to hold a button down and, like, drag your mouse down.
Yeah,
so it's twofold. And it is not intuitive to do that at all.
And they don't give you, and like after the first time they like semi-explain it to you, they don't give you any reminders throughout the game like, hey, you're doing this wrong. No, it's just like, unless you meticulously paid attention and learned it the first time, you're done. You're done.
Yep. You just click around. You just click around until you do it, and then you're like, oh shit, which button did I just press right now that did what I wanted it to do? Yep, I'm 100% with you.
All right.
For sure.
Final thoughts on Flood of Light. Thumbs up or thumbs down for you?
So one of the things that we didn't really mention here is you said that you liked the music. It is repetitive. The same music is used throughout. There's this sound of rain alongside it. It's this sorrowful song, melodic
Very
music
sad.
with rain. I really liked the environment, and as a puzzle, just as an inexpensive puzzle game, I think that this game is actually pretty good. I'm giving it a thumbs up just because even with its broken English storyline, its disappointing ending, I am giving this a thumbs up for a inexpensive puzzle game.
Yeah, I'm gonna have to go
with a pretty atmosphere.
I'm gonna have to go against you on this one. I'm glad you brought up the way the music sounded again, because that's how I felt the entire time playing this game. This is a massive thumbs down for me. I was miserable the entire time I played the game. I love the style of this game. I did not like the substance. Maybe you're some kind of like moment, like genius when it comes to like solving Flood of Light games. I don't know how you did this. I would like to like pick your brain about these puzzles in the after show or whatever, but like I am blown away that one, you like this game, and two, you solve these puzzles so handedly. Like,
man, I'm honestly shocked. I'm honestly shocked that you. I feel like I am not a great puzzle solving person.
I feel like I am. Maybe I was like outthinking myself or something. I don't know, man.
Yeah, I don't know.
All right, Flood of Light released June 15th, 2017 for $3.99 from Iris Loft. You pick it up on Steam or on iOS inside of your phone.